I'm planting my flag right here. I think the Dodgers will ultimately trade for Garett Crochet of the Chicago White Sox because it's not just a want, it's a need. He's the missing piece to this team. And I'm not afraid to say it. If the Dodgers go out there and trade for Garett Crochet, who's been the best pitcher in baseball this year, they're going to win the World Series. Because not only can he help this team as a starter, he can also be an impact reliever. And we've got some more nuggets about Garett Crochet and his availability. Friend of the show, Mr. Bob Nightingale, he was on the show last week. He wrote a piece for USA Today, and he wrote, the White Sox quietly engaged in brief contract extension talks with ace Garett Crochet, but with no optimism towards reaching an agreement. The White Sox intend to trade him by the July 30th trade deadline. So I'm giving this on the Dodgers scale, how many Dodger dogs I'm giving it. I'm going up to 3.5 Dodger dogs. 3.5 Dodger dogs on the Dodgers rumor meter. And I think there's no doubt about it. They are going to trade Garett Crochet. The White Sox will be trading him at the deadline. The question is, will it be the Dodgers or will it be to the Orioles? And what I've heard is the Orioles are hell-bent on adding another starting pitcher and a guy that has some team control. Remember, when they traded for Corbin Burns, they traded for him knowing that he was going to be a rental for the remainder of this season. And he's a Scott Boras client. He's going to go to market. Corbin Burns is going to get over $200 million in free agency. Well, the beauty of Garett Crochet is that Garett Crochet is under team control for the remainder of this season, and you have him for 2 more seasons after this. So whoever gets Garett Crochet, it's not a rental like a Jack Flaherty would be. Now, who would they give up? Well, Ken Rosenthal of The Athletic, he reported that for Garett Crochet, the White Sox will want prospects such as Kobe Mayo and second baseman Connor Norby, not veterans in arbitration. In other words, the Orioles will need to add as many as 3 starters before 2025. So Ken Rosenthal is saying that they're going to give up 2 top 5 prospects. Their number 3 and their number 5 prospects, according to MLB Pipeline. And Kobe Mayo is one of the top prospects in all of Major League Baseball. He's 15th right now on MLB Pipeline. So for the Dodgers to get Garett Crochet, they're going to have to spend big. They're going to have to take money out of that 401k and use it to get a player that they think they can put them over the top in October. And I think here's a trade package that possibly could get the deal done, but you might even had to add to this. The Dodgers acquire Garett Crochet. They would trade away Josue DePaula, who is number 63 in the MLB Pipeline Top 100. He's the Dodgers' second highest prospect. And then you include catcher Tyrone Lorenzo, and then outfielder Eduardo Quintero, and then Jake Geloff, who's a third baseman. So that's 4 players for 1, or you might have to include a Nick Frasso or a Dalton Rushing. Not all those players, but a combination of those players. And you look at those guys right there. Yes, those are players that could turn out to be stars. They could turn out to be MVPs. They could turn out to be foundational players for the White Sox. But my question to you is, do any of those players have the ability to help the Dodgers win the World Series this season? The answer is no. The Dodgers need players that can help them win this year. You have to take advantage of prime Shohei, prime Freddie, prime Mookie, prime Glasnow, prime Will Smith. You have to strike this season because that's what it's all about. Parades over prospects. Say it with me. Parades over prospects. That has to be the mindset for the Dodgers heading into the trade deadline, because Garett Crochet is the one pitcher that's going to be available that truly is a game changer. Jack Flaherty would be nice. There's a world where Jack Flaherty could really help this team. There's no doubt about that. But Jack Flaherty isn't someone that you say is guaranteed to start over Yoshinobu Yamamoto, or he's guaranteed to come out of the bullpen when it matters most and give you multiple innings of lights out relief, right? Crochet is the one guy that is. And Tarek Skubal of the Tigers, who the Dodgers are facing later this week, he's someone that's a game-changing starting pitcher. But what I've heard is that he most likely will not be dealt. I'm not saying it won't happen, but unless they're really blown away by a Godfather offer, he most likely is going to be staying in Detroit because they're closer to at least being competitive than the White Sox are. But let's look at this. Rewind. 1, the White Sox aren't going to be able to re-sign Garett Crochet. 2, his value is never going to be this high. This is the highest that his value is going to be. Garett Crochet this season has been the best pitcher in baseball. He leads Major League Baseball with a 3.7 FWAR. It's a 3.08 ERA. He is someone that when you look at his overall value, it's right at the top. I mean, this is a pitcher that changes the complexion, changes the calculus of the postseason picture. 3.08 ERA, a 2.47 expected ERA, a 2.43 FIP, a 2.45 expected FIP. So the expected numbers are better than the result numbers. That's always a good indicator. Also, what you love most about Garett Crochet, the number one thing you love about Garett Crochet is that Crochet misses bats. He has a 12.47 K per 9. That's first in all of Major League Baseball. You're not a K per 9 guy? Okay, you're a strikeout rate guy. Well, guess what? 34.8 strikeout rate. That's first in all of baseball. Who's second? Tyler Glasnow. So if Tyler Glasnow can stay healthy, that would mean the Dodgers would have the number 1 and number 2 strikeout pitchers in all of Major League Baseball to start a series. That is how you win in October. And yes, could they use another outfielder? They could. Could they use another bat? They absolutely could. But you win in October with starting pitching. And I don't want to hear this stuff about, I don't want to overpay. I don't want to overpay. No, overpaying is a perspective. It's not a fact, okay? Value is subjective to your perception of the price that you pay versus the hard reality. Price is what you pay. Value is what you get. That's what Warren Buffett said. And they say when it comes to buying a house, you only want to overpay for a house under 2 conditions. 1, if you're going to make money on that house, or 2, if you expect to live in that house forever. And if you're the Dodgers, you're expecting to win a World Series, and World Series championships, those are celebrated forever. And that's why you overpay for a Garett Crochet. But let me know down below in the comment section, do you want to see the Dodgers trade for Garett Crochet? Roman says, D-Mac, what happened when you said Buehler is back, only having 1 good comeback after 1 game? Face it, he's not the same. Trade him for Crochet. I did not say Buehler was back. I said that Buehler in his first game exceeded expectations, hitting 97. And I do think that Buehler is someone that still has the potential to help this team this year. Let's not forget, depth is a good thing to have when it comes to starting pitching, because just like that, in the blink of an eye, guys can go down. You need guys to fill those spots. Would the Dodgers trade Walker Buehler? Ken Rosenthal threw it out there as a possibility that the Dodgers could trade Walker Buehler in a deal for Kenley Jansen. It's possible because he's under 1 more year of team control. They're not going to re-sign Walker Buehler unless it's for a very discounted rate. But would they actually trade him? It makes you wonder. It's possible, though. It's very, very possible that they would trade him if you traded for Garett Crochet and everyone stays healthy. Because if you trade for Crochet, you have Glasnow, Crochet, and then you have Yoshinobu Yamamoto. You have Gavin Stone. You have Bobby Miller. You have Clayton Kershaw, Landon Knack. I mean, there's a lot of guys in this rotation. James Paxton most likely won't be a part of the postseason rotation, but at that point, it does start to get crowded. And if you're going to limit Walker Buehler's opportunities, maybe Buehler would rather go to a situation where he can get a chance to start and prove his worth and get his value up before he heads into free agency. So it could be mutual at that point, as wild as that is to say. Imagine saying that a couple years ago. I get Buehler, but he needs time. That's from Mr. Classic. Buehler is gone. Love the kid, but he and Kike are checked out. Juice Narrows, Crochet, what is his track record? I feel like this is his only good season. Look, there's no doubt about it. This is his first season as a full-time starter. And at the moment, if you look at where he's at, 105 1/3 innings, that is almost double the most innings he's ever thrown in a season. He threw 54 1/3 innings in 2021. But the upside is still there. It's worth the risk. And I hear people out there, oh, he had Tommy John surgery a couple years ago, and it took him a longer time to return from that. This is baseball. 1/3 of pitchers have Tommy John surgery. It's like people in LA and facelifts. Most people have them. Okay. It happens. So I don't think this is a reason to not trade for him. Look, scared money don't make money. And I think for the Dodgers, they need to really flex their muscle at the trade deadline and say, you know what, we're winning in year one with Shohei Ohtani. What Anthony Cordero says, I think either Bo or Arenado would help this lineup tremendously. Bo's having a down year. Arenado's having a down year. Arenado is a little more interesting now, but the Cardinals don't want to they do not want to make trades with the Dodgers. Arenado has leverage because he has a no trade clause, but the Cardinals, they're not sellers right now. There's only 5 teams that are really in the sellers tier in Major League Baseball. And you have to take full advantage of that. We got player. Crochet was a reliever, stretched out to be a starter. He's not going to last the entire year. Well, if you think that's the case, the Dodgers are one of the few contenders that can bring in a Garett Crochet because they have the lead that they have in the National League West. That is getting smaller. There's no doubt about that. But still, you have a good enough cushion in the National League West to say, okay, even if we trade for Garett Crochet, we're not going to run him into the ground like they did with Max Scherzer back in 2021. They can load manage him and make sure he's ready to go in the postseason. The Dodgers sitting at 55-36, 7.5 games up in the division. So they have the lead to do that, and they have the depth to do that. And let's look with this team, the questions of Ryan Brazier, Brusdar Graterol, Joe Kelly, who his throwing session did not go well over the weekend. They need a reliever too. Crochet gives you the flexibility of being a guy that can come in there in reliever situations if you want to use him that way. We got the Dodgers will platoon Crochet and Kershaw from Luis Correa. We got some more chats. We got Danny Dunphy. Don't trade for Crochet. Kenny Chung, Padres going to land Crochet, blows any offer we can make out of the water. D-Mac, Michael Carrillo. Thank you for watching this clip from Dodgers Dugout Live, the #1 Dodgers show on YouTube, where we cover everything you need to know about your boys in blue in less than an hour. To check out new episodes, go to youtube.com/DodgersNationTV Monday through Friday in the mornings, and be sure you're subscribed to the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel. For all latest Dodgers news, rumors, hype videos, interviews, giveaways, and more, you're going to find it right here at the #1 channel for your boys in blue. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, hit that like button, and until next time, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.